Believe it or not, 15 years ago, the most despised installment in the Saw franchise still managed to rake in a fortune at the box office. But here's where it gets controversial. Was it a triumph of marketing over quality, or a testament to the enduring appeal of a twisted legacy? Let's dive into the bloody details. Welcome to Tales from the Box Office, where we dissect cinematic triumphs, flops, and everything in between, uncovering the lessons hidden in Hollywood's highs and lows. The dark times for Saw. Starting with the release of Saw 6 and its underwhelming box office performance, it's been a dark time for me, no question. These words, spoken by longtime Saw franchise editor and director Kevin Greutert to Entertainment Weekly in 2010, paint a grim picture. By then, the series had already spanned 7 years of gruesome cinematic twists, and Saw 3D, originally dubbed Saw, the Final Chapter, was intended to be the end of Jigsaw's reign of terror. But was it truly the end? Spoiler alert, not quite. James Wan's original Saw film in 2004 was a box office phenomenon, grossing $103 million worldwide on a mere $1.2 million budget. Lionsgate quickly turned it into an annual Halloween tradition. Yet, by the time Saw 6 rolled around, the franchise was showing signs of fatigue. Despite a loyal fanbase, it barely scraped together $70 million, the lowest in the series up to that point. And this is the part most people miss. Even at its lowest, the Saw franchise was still a cash cow for Lionsgate, with Saw 6 turning a profit on its $11 million budget. Lionsgate wasn't ready to let Jigsaw go just yet. They brought Greutert back for one final hurrah, hoping to end the series on a high note. The result? A film that became the worst rated in the franchise's history, but also a major financial success. Go figure. The movie, Saw 3D. In Saw 3D, the battle over Jigsaw's Tobin Bell legacy intensifies, as survivors seek solace from self-help guru Bobby Dagan, Sean Patrick Flannery, a man with a dark secret. He faked his survival of Jigsaw's games for fame and fortune. Meanwhile, corrupt cop Hoffman, Costas Mandylor, seeks revenge against both Jigsaw's wife and Dagan. It's a tangled web of deceit, torture, and redemption. Classic Saw fare. Despite Saw 6's lackluster performance, the franchise remained a consistent moneymaker for Lionsgate. The real issue? Saw 5 had been such a letdown that it tainted audience expectations for Saw 6, despite the latter being a critical improvement. Lionsgate knew they couldn't return to Saw 5 director David Hackle, so they turned to Greutert, a franchise veteran who had been with the series since its inception as an editor. The 3D craze and Hollywood timing. Timing was everything. The early 2010s were the height of Hollywood's 3D obsession, fueled by James Cameron's Avatar, which had grossed over $2.7 billion and become the highest-grossing film of all time. Lionsgate saw an opportunity to capitalize on the trend, hoping to give Jigsaw a 3D makeover. The franchise's identity crisis. By this point, the Saw franchise had been chasing its tail for years. Early in the series, it was revealed that Jigsaw, John Kramer, had terminal cancer, which led to his death in Saw 3. From then on, the series struggled to find its footing, relying on others to carry on Kramer's work. Amanda Shawnee Smith and Detective Hoffman took up the mantle, but the series needed Bell's presence, resorting to flashbacks and recordings to keep him involved. It was like trying to continue Nightmare on Elm Street without Freddy Krueger, a difficult feat. Producers Mark Berg and Oren Cools later admitted that killing off John Kramer so early was a mistake. The franchise's timeline became increasingly convoluted, and the twists grew wackier. The series never... Then Lionsgate intervened, exercising an option in his contract to force him to direct Saw 3D instead. Greutert expressed his frustration in a now-deleted blog post from January 2010. Woohoo! Lawyers are sending me to Canada tomorrow. I just had the task of telling my 83-year-old mother that no, I'm not going to be allowed to direct the movie we were all so excited about. And that I'm being forced to leave town before getting a chance to see her again. Yes, I'll be filming people getting tortured, yet again. Ouch. In his pre-release interview with EW, Greutert admitted, "There was a lot of crazy turmoil in this production. Frankly, I'm glad it's over." Despite the challenges, Lionsgate trusted his vision, even if it wasn't his first choice. The financial ups and downs. During the press tour, Greutert played the part, but it's clear he would have preferred Paranormal Activity 2. Still, he did his job, and Lionsgate leaned heavily on the film's 3D gimmick and the promise of a final chapter in their marketing. Critics were not kind, with Saw 3D earning a franchise worst 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. But horror fans showed up anyway, drawn by the Halloween release date and the allure of an ending. The film opened at number 1, with $22.5 million, beating Paranormal Activity 2's $16.5 million in its second weekend. Originally, the two films were set to go head-to-head, but Lionsgate wisely avoided the clash. Despite a steep drop-off after its opening weekend, Saw 3D finished its run with $45.7 million domestically and a staggering $90.4 million internationally, totaling $136.1 million worldwide. The temporary end of an era. Even with a $17 million budget, the largest in the franchise, Saw 3D was a massive win for Lionsgate. Only Saw 3, Saw 2, and Saw 4 had grossed more. True to their word, Lionsgate retired the franchise for a while. Greutert told EW, "It's absolutely my last Saw movie." Spoiler alert, it wasn't. In 2017, Jigsaw revived the series, once again tinkering with the timeline to bring Tobin Bell back as John Kramer. It grossed over $104 million globally. The franchise then experimented with a spin-off, Spiral, from the Book of Saw, which underperformed with $40 million. But in 2023, Greutert returned to direct Saw X, a back-to-basics approach that earned the best reviews of the series and grossed $125.3 million worldwide. The lessons learned today: Saw is a $1.1 billion franchise with a global footprint that includes escape rooms, theme park attractions, and merchandise. Saw 3D may have been a creative low point, but it rode the 3D wave to success, with 92% of its opening weekend sales coming from 3D tickets. While the film remains largely maligned, it proves that timing and gimmicks can sometimes outweigh critical reception. The real lesson? A gimmick only gets you so far. When motivated, Greutert is one of the best directors to bring John Kramer to life, as evidenced by Saw 6 and Saw X. But when forced into a project, the results are often lackluster. As the franchise moves forward with Blumhouse, the new owners would do well to prioritize creativity over commercialism. After all, a franchise can't survive too many misfires like Saw 3D. Thought-provoking question: is it better to end a franchise on a high note, or keep milking it for profit, even if it means sacrificing quality? Let's know in the comments.